Hey everyone! I'm here trying to get my brush ready for the session. How's everybody doing? Can you guys hear me? Hopefully I'm hearable. Okay. Hey Claire, Vicky, Aziz, Julie. Hey Julie, how you doing? Oh, what happened to your spine? Hey, love, peace, and love it. You have an ice pack on your knee. Oh boy. Oh, a 𝐏𝐢𝐳𝐿𝐿. What happened to you, Julie? Oh, oh wow. I'm sorry to hear that. Ugh, that's never good. Yeah, definitely. Everybody definitely get better. Hey, Yvonne. Good. Everybody hears me. Hey, Laura. Hey, Bettina. Oh, Bettina. Okay. Hey, Bettina. Good. Yeah, because all I have is those. I'm the worst with names anyhow. A face, I got you, but boy. Um, I saw that. I'm gonna take care of a couple housekeeping things before we get started. But I noticed that Aziz, you had asked about Morocco. If I'm doing another one, I don't have a plan for another one just as of yet. Um, there happens to be. I have two announcements. So I have two spaces. Well, I have two workshops that are coming up, and each has a space that opened. Well, one had three spaces open. We've already filled two of them. So there's one left for the Santa Fe. Santa Fe is in January. So if you're all interested in Santa Fe and having a really, really good workshop, it's me and Alex Castro Ferrer. We are doing, seems like we have this annual workshop going. We did one in Miami in January. It is a lot of fun. So a spot has opened for that in January. Well, like I said, three open, but we've already filled two of them. So there's one spot left. So if you're interested in it all, jump in because it's going to be really, really good. We're going to do sort of three-dimensional sort of box sculpture thing with resin and wire. And inside the box is going to be a book structure. So we're creating book structures to go inside. And they're going to be small. They're not like really big. They're going to be, whatever size box you want to work with. So that's going to be the workshop. Resin, working with wire, three-dimensional, and book structure. And then there is a space available in Morocco. So Morocco is September 21st through October 4th. So there actually is still plenty of time for Morocco. And the funny thing about the airfare is so cheap. It costs me more to get from here, Arizona to Maryland than it does, or as much to go from here to Morocco. It's crazy. So Morocco is really inexpensive. So it's something you've always wanted to do. It's going to absolutely be epic. We have so much good stuff planned for that one. We will be doing gel printing in the studio, but we're also going to be doing our travel journal. And I've got to flip through my finished travel journals. I wanted to share you guys with that because I share that with you guys because I feel like we've been on this journey together. So that is, we'll put the links in the description in the video, and we can also put the links right here. And I can have my my monitor put in the links also right in the chat as well for both of those. So of course, I would love to have you on there. We have I'm not going to call you out right now. You can say it if you want to say it yourself, but we have a lovely artist in the chat who just signed up a few weeks back, and she's going to be going. It's going to be fun. Okay, so Aziz, that's what we're doing. Oh, my hair looks, oh, thank you. I don't know what happened. I cut my own hair, so I always have this idea of what I wanted to look like, But then the problem is I can get it there, but then I don't keep it. It grows out. And then once it grows out, you have to cut so much to try to get the shape again. Because I mean, I'm not a professional, but I've been cutting my hair for a lot of years. So thank you. Okay, so I guess that's everything. Anybody have any questions before we get started? What triggers? Yeah, Julie, I know what you mean. Gosh. Hey, Vanessa. Hope you're doing better, my love. I know you've had a rough ride here this past month. Hope things are settling a little bit for you, my dear. All righty. See, Claire's in the house. We just came from workshop in Maryland. I was home visiting family, and then Patty Tolley Parrish, she does a workshop every year. And there's a small group of ladies that generally the same people come back every year. And so she only has so many spots. But I feel like, for me, I feel like it's like a residency. Because I feel like I can go and I can just work through so much stuff that I generally don't get a chance to do, because there's a wonderful restaurant in the facility. It's like a retreat facility, one of those places, you know. Your rooms are right on the same floor where the workroom is. Oh, I love it. So I'll share some of what I did with you guys, but also the printing that we're going to do. I have some prints. I didn't do this there, but I had it with me because I was inspired by, and I'll show you guys. We'll go down to the table. And I feel like it'll work with a lot that I did do there. So we're going to have some fun printing, of course. And let's see, anything else? Try to keep up with what you're saying. Yes, I'm glad you caught me live too. Let me see. Okay. It was good, Yvonne. Thanks for asking. It was good. So, okay, so let's go down to the table. Where is my camera? Here we are, camera. Okay. Okay, there we go. Alrighty, so here we are. So this is what I want to do more of today, and I'll show you. It's going to be working with gold leaf. Oh, good, Vicky. I'm glad. I didn't want to call you out in case you didn't want to be called out. That's your business. But so you got everything worked out. It's amazing how inexpensive Morocco really is. Yes, Julie. Don't forget the thumbs up. I can't wait. You know, Vicky, we've known each other for what, like a decade now, on between YouTube and everything. And this will be the first time we're actually really meeting in person. So I'm excited to hang out with you, girl. Okay, so, okay, I'll get back to this. I'll show you what's going on with that. But the lighting looked like it changed. Golly, the lighting was so good. What just happened? Is it me? It was so bright. Let me see if that had, this is weird. As soon as we went live, the lighting did something really strange. It was so bright. Oh, good. I know. It's going to be epic. Let me just, I don't think I can do anything more. It's just, when you go to stream, it's so hard to depend upon what you're going to get. Sorry about that. Because I'm right here in front of a window. I guess that's a little better. Okay. Well, I'm going to show you the journal because I've gotten it finished. Okay, hold up. Put this one underneath. She said, just put the paper back underneath. Wow, look how just putting this paper underneath brightened it again. Maybe it's because of the gold in it. That's weird. Well, that's not going to be able to be underneath it the whole time. But, okay, right now, at least, let me get this straight. At least we have. Okay. So I finished the travel journal. So I thought I wanted to show you guys. So this is the new, remember the other one was brown? And I had this red leather. I like this leather because it's kind of raised. Well, it is raised. You see? Like it's these little raised pyramids on it. And I got this leather about maybe a year and a half ago. I got a pretty fairly big piece of it. It was a little on the pricey side, but I really, really liked it. And I've used it in a couple smaller book structures. So this is the color. I thought it was very Moroccan, of course. So everybody who is going on the trip will get a video of this. In fact, Vicki, the video will be coming out soon. Michelle will be putting it up. And so I did we made the cover. So I have a video on how the cover was made. So inside of mine, I put, this is an old, like Vedic or Hindu document that one of my patrons gave to me at the workshop I had at the ranch. And love this paper. And so I took and I covered this. The leather itself it's a little flexible. It wasn't that heavy of a weight, but I wanted to use it anyway. So using this, this is mulberry paper. Using this mulberry paper underneath it really strengthened the cover. So, but it's nice and flexible. This is the cover that we did together. I haven't glued that yet. This is so stiff, I might not glue it. I like it like that. But, so this is the journal. I think I already did a flip through where you kind of saw some of the pages. This is like what we did last session, these papers. So, I won't do every page. I think I showed you all this, didn't I? Just say yes if I did. So when we moved, it was so distressing. Oh, I know. It's always like that. You know what? I feel like I'm kind of in some ways like I keep a lot of stuff because I'm thinking, oh, I can do this, I can do that. You know, this is a great project for this, that, and the other. And then sometimes I get on myself and say, you got to get rid of some stuff. And it seems like as soon as I get rid of something, and I am not kidding you, I'll have a legitimate use for it. Not like, oh, I could have used it. It's like, oh, I can't believe I got rid of that. I could have really used it. So, Julie, you're not alone. So this is the inside pages. So that means this journal is ready to start working in it. As soon as I get there, day one, we will be working on our journals. So I have this whole technique that we'll do. So that actually will be the travel journal. What's nice about it is because it's put together with the rubber band, with that corded elastic, at any point that you want to add pages to the journal, you can see, like it comes out on both sides. You can sort of see from my hands coming through there. So it's very easy to slide pages in there because we will be about 7 days of going to museums and you know, the markets and all that kind of stuff. And we'll be doing a lot in our journals leading up to it. But when we get to the 4-day session, we'll be gel printing. And we'll be gel printing the palettes and the images and all that kind of stuff that we've been collecting the first part of the trip. So what's nice about this journal is that you can have it ready to go. But then when we start printing other things that you may want to stick into it, you can literally slide it in because the book isn't sewn yet. So nothing is locked in stone. And that's why I really like this travel journal because it's so flexible. Then this midsection is, this I actually get from Amazon. And if you guys are at all interested in, I can put some links in the description for the ones that you can find on Amazon. But a lot of times you can find them as a set. So you get this folder, and I always put my passport, a copy of my passport in it. And then these have pockets, and then some of them pockets, a zipper. So it normally is a 3-pack that you get. I always keep a ruler in here, extra elastic cording, and then this back. Then this is a pen holder thing I like to have, and then I have extra pages back here for writing, taking notes, and that's how I'll carry. And all of this is so compact that it's so easy just to keep it, throw it in your purse, your bag, whatever you're carrying with it. Yes, Vicki, you'll get all the links in the email that Michelle, she said she's going to send it out today. So, all the links are in there, but I'll put the general links down in the bottom too. The card stock on that is, so which one? The black, this one, or this? This is like craft. It's like a craft. Is that what you're talking about, Julie? So, let me know. So that's what the journal is looking like. So I'm excited. She's all done and ready for Morocco. Yeah, the brown one. It's craft. It's like a craft stock. But I bought that one like that off of Amazon because the Midori travel journal, they have, a lot of companies do them. Sometimes you can get, like for $11, you can get the card thing, 2 of the inside envelopes, the pen holder. It's like you get a lot for the money. So sometimes it's best just to buy the whole set. But that's that. So I wanted to share that. And then today, what I'm going to work on is, easy. This is the way to go. They're easy to make too. So anyway, today what I want to work on is some of this. So I'll be using ink, Sumi ink. You can use India ink. You can use any color ink you have. We use those. You can use some of the any kind of Indian, the color, like the Dr. P.H. Martin's. We've used those. Anything you have, any ink you have. Let me see the Liquitex acrylic. I'm going to be using some metallics. I got these and I haven't used them yet. I'm going to be using the Deco Art metallics, and I love these two, the champagne and the white pearl. But I'm also going to be using the ARA in the iridescent. I'm mostly going to be using iridescents and whites. That's what I've used on here. I think I might have had a little bit of gray too. I didn't pull the gray out, but I might. And the inks and the foil. If you have gold leafing, that's what I'm going to be using. Yeah, the black India ink is good. But I like the metallic. I mean, you don't have to use metallic. You know, you could, of course, I didn't open these. Oh, here, I have this. You can use the metallic. I mean, you can use regular. You don't use metallic. Whatever you have, whatever your palette is, you know how that goes. There. But I do like these Deco Arts, and I know everybody can't necessarily get the you can't necessarily get the Aura, so you can go right to Michael's or wherever. The Deco Art is in America. In Europe, I think it's Plaid. It's the same company, but I think it's under the Plaid label in Europe. I don't know what it is in Australia, even if you get it, but a metallic. Okay, so let me show you some of what I did in Maryland, and then let me show you where I'm going with this. This is my thinking. Oh, I'm going to be using medical paper. You can use medical paper. You can use deli paper, and also I probably will use some of the calligraphy paper as well. I want to work with thin papers, so Those are the papers I'm going to be using. So if you want to pull your supplies, if you want to paint along with me, that's what we'll be doing. So I took this with me because I really like the palette and I wanted to work with some of my scripting in some of the pieces that I'm doing. So let me just show you some of the pieces I did. These are still works in progress, but so this is one. So I'm working with the inks. I like this pattern like this because it reminds me of like the forest, like trees. It's also very underwater, like seaweed and stuff like that. And so it kind of gives a feel of a little bit of landscapey in a very sort of loose way. Move this out the way. So anyhow, I'm actually collaging pieces together here. So these are a lot of different pieces I've collaged together. This is some of my scripting, which you guys can see. They're very translucent. Then I'm using some vintage Asian papers. So this is one example. This is another example of one I was working on. These I'm still working on. So I have other things I'm going to be doing to them, but these are all like I'm using Asian papers, vintage papers, along with translucent papers that I'm staining and using ink on. And what's interesting, one of the things I was also working on is making my own inks, because there's some really good inks out there that I absolutely love. But I'm finding a lot of them are not really dyes. They're saying they're dyes, but they really aren't dyes. And so because I like to work wet, like I'll do all of this and then and once it dries, I go back and I work over this. Like this piece I'll work over again. That I don't want my color moving, and I'm finding that some of these inks are moving on me. So then I had the idea to start making my own inks. So I played with a lot of colors this week. Like these are all inks that I made. All the colors on here. There's some coffee. This is the black Sumi, but I've also been making my black ink, and these are all inks and colors that I made from inks. So the idea for what we're going to do today is, like, I'm working on integrating, for instance, hope this is making sense. Where is this? Okay, this. I have some that I did that are, for instance, this is one. I made this color too. It's such a good green. I love it. But, which is why I'm keeping these papers neutral, because as I'm piecing these together, I kind of want to start pulling. I just pulled some examples here. I don't know if these are any that I would necessarily use with this one, but this is the idea, to kind of piece some of the scripting and the gold leafing in with these papers. And I've got a lot of them I've made. I made a ton of them. So that's kind of where I'm going with it. So if you want to kind of get a visual picture of what I'm working towards. And I did a lot of inks that I have metallic in them. So like there's gold in this one, and that green, you can see, isn't that good? Oh my God, I love it. So like, for instance, you could see where I could start integrating some of this into a piece. I mean, the colors are off a bit, but that's why I want to see, this is actually gray, it's not white. That's why I want to work with the translucent colors, because then I can come back and coffee stain them, because I have a lot of coffee staining on this. This is all coffee staining there. So anyway, That's where we're going today. So you have an idea. Yeah, avocado is. I love avocado inks. Yeah, the our medical strength. Yeah, mine is on a roll too. So like this would be some medical strength here, right? So I have this particular one wasn't medical strength paper. This is some old architectural tracing paper, but it was on a roll, Vicky. But I had gotten it, vintage, and so that's what this is. It's a little, see, it's a little bit more sounds a little bit more like, actually looks a lot like when it's wet, like onion skin, because this one is like 100% cotton, so it dyes differently and it kind of. So yeah, but I mean, I love my medical strength, so that's what I'm going to work on today. So I just wanted to kind of give you guys a little show and tell, so you can see what I've been up to in the studio and where things are going. Okay, so let me go ahead and set up while we're chatting, let me set up my gel plates. Let me stand up because I'm going to work with, you know how I like to work with I'm telling you, if gel plates can stand the test of time with me, they can with anybody, because I can be a little hard on my plates, but it is what it is. Be a little hard on them, but I just like stuff. I like the stuff to stay on the plate, so I'm not interested in taking too much of it off. So what I think I'm going to do is I think I can just take it off and put it on here, because hopefully it'll stick with it. Oh yeah, that's good. Let me see. I have white tracing paper on a roll. Yeah, you can use that. Definitely. It's a much stronger paper than the medical paper. I mean, it is more expensive too. That one's got a lot of, I'm gonna use that one. It's a lot of, it's more expensive, but it's definitely, superior to medical strength medical paper, because this is designed to be thrown away. Of course, the architectural paper is designed to have a lot more life to it. However, I like them both because I like the thinness. I like how thin this medical strength is. And like these papers right here were medical strength. This right here was medical strength. And the roll was only this high. I think these are used for like headrests, like at the dental office or something like that. So, but it stains up beautifully. When you first work with it, it really was, it was easy to tear. So I don't manipulate it a lot until it starts drying. But once it dries, it's good. And I like how transparent it is. You know how translucent it is. So, okay, I think I'm gonna go with this configuration today. Is it on screen? Did I set it up? Let me move it over some. Okay, that's better. Okay. Okay, so I think what I'm gonna do is I'm not going to do very long pieces. Just so it's easier to kind of work with them. I'm going to cut a few of them at a time because then that way it's going to be easier. Because I probably will do a few layers. I don't know yet. I won't know till I get started. Cut another piece. And I use only sections of all these pieces anyhow. I'm ripping and tearing them. And so these are strictly, maybe we think of them more as decorative paper, like as, you know, decorative papers for collage. So it's not about having my ginger, fresh ginger juice. It's really not about creating a finished product, you know, like a finished page, as it is a page that, you know, we're using to use in things. So it's always fun putting this down. I love, love, love. The plate is such a natural substance to put, because otherwise this you know, stuff is so fly away. I use it all the time in book binding. Used it for gilding the edges of pages, and I used to do other decorative elements on the cover, but you use rabbit skin glue for that process because it's thin enough. The rabbit skin glue is thin enough, but it's very tacky. So when I first started doing this on the, you know, had the idea to do on the gel plate, I'm like, well, the gel plate's sticky enough, and it really is. And then it does release nicely. Have any of you used this on the gel plate? I know I've showed this a while back. I'm sure those have been on YouTube with me. You've seen me do it. Let me see. Vicky, yeah, so the heavier, you could certainly use that heavier paper. You guys saw me use it in the book that we've been working on. You know, the large pieces that we were printing on, I guess like in February and March. That's the real heavy. Some of that, Vicky, was vintage paper that actually had architectural drawings and stuff on it, and I love it. I got it. It was actually gifted to me by one of the women that came to one of my workshops quite a while ago. This was even before 2020, but and then she had a bunch of it. I don't know, she found it at some kind of architectural place. Actually, it's a place in San Francisco. Any of you who are in that area, it's sort of like an art resource place or something. I don't remember the name of it, but if you're in that area, you may know what I'm talking about. And it's a place where, you know, just a lot of companies give stuff away. We have one in Arizona too. And so she said she got it there, and there was tons of it. So she sent me some more, which I was really appreciative. But the one that we have in Arizona, I've never seen it. Like, never seen the, I've seen it blank. I've gotten it blank, but I've never seen it, you know, printed with old projects on it. Which is kind of cool. Okay, so this is good. The thing about this leafing too is that it does stay around for a while. So like it'll, you know, you'll keep on picking scraps up until you have to put more down, which I like that about it. Let me see. Oh, seems like it anyway. It's been a while since I used it. Yeah, it is. I'm sure it is, Vicky. I know I have some. I bet it is. Let me kind of get back up here. Let me see. Okay. Try to keep up with the talks, with the chats. Yes. Yeah, Yvonne, you just recently did. You combined a couple of techniques with the. Was it the Dr. P.H. Martin with the gold leafing? I remember you posted something recently. It was gorgeous. Really nice. Okay. And since we are working across the plate, I'm also going to kind of extend some of this gold leafing across. So if you're doing the multiple plate thing like I'm doing, extend them across the plate. Why not? Okay. And as we embrace, I feel like I'm getting ready to do a meditation. And as we embrace slow gel printing, we're going to take the time to put our leafing on our plates. Because generally when I do this, when I'm demoing it, I always feel like I got to rush because I feel like, oh, people probably tired of seeing me put this down. I'm just going to hurry up. But when I'm doing it myself, I take time. So as we embrace slow printing, we'll embrace this too. Okay. So we got that. And you know what I don't have? Just a second. I needed to get some tissue to dry my brush, which has been sitting over here. My Sumi brush. Okay, that's ready. I'll move some of this off the way. So I think I'm going to, I'm going to do a combination. So I'm going to use, my fan is on, so of course I'm going to use some of this champagne. OGs in the house know how much I like this champagne. I think you all have gotten this. Yeah, the ink is really good on it, Julie, because it's cotton. I'm going to just kind of get some of my lilac pearl. I don't know. I want to use some of these up, so I might be fooling with some of these colors, trying to get the color down, but I'm going to put some multiple colors on the plate just to kind of get a color mix. This is a white metallic. And then I'm going to use champagne. And I'm going to use some green pearl. Guess I'm going to use it. Okay, let's see what that's looking like. think I'm gonna work on some multiple pages at a time. And that way, not only can I pick up everything at one time, I can start getting some interesting patterns going, so it's just not all kind of one thing, which I really like. I like that overlay anyway. Okay, that's a good start. Yeah, so we get some nice neutrals that are going to start blending in well. I think. Oh yeah, this is some good color combinations with that green, the greens and the golds, and the lilac. Okay. So I'm going to come back, since I still have color down there, I mean there's still some ink, the plate is wet, I go ahead and put stuff back down to absorb all that wet ink so I don't have to, so it won't smear as much when I go to use it, and when I go to put more color down. Let me see. Hey Rachel, how you doing? Oh, hey, Nancy. No, not in Morocco yet. I'll be there middle of September. Rachel, loving this. Been wanting to create something like dark sky with gold flecks. Yeah. Using dots of gold paint, but it didn't always work. Oh, this will work beautifully with it. The paint here is around $31 for 21 meters. Oh, you mean the ARA? The Aura? Buff color too. Oh yeah, sure. Absolutely. That would be nice. Thank you, Yvonne. This, I would say that this, as I've left it on here too long, that this calligraphy paper is the thicker of them. Always flip it over when you're not sure, if you feel like it starts sticking. That picked up a lot. Good. So I'm getting some good stuff, and I really like using this paper because when you go to stain it with the coffee, it's so good too. So I'm not even really worried about getting it totally full of paint and everything. I kind of stop when I like it, but when you go to spray this with the coffee, oh my God, it's so good. Okay, so let's go ahead and get some more down. See, so, you know, a good amount stays behind. So I just kind of start just filling it in with some places where I want some more. And maybe sometimes you want more than less, but it really, the gold flecks are so beautiful, and they're so even the sky that you're talking about, this would work so well. You will not be disappointed. Yeah. Yes, the R. Oh my God, are they that much? Oh, whoa. For like what size? For this size or this? What did you say it was? You said it was how many liters did you say the one? This is 250. What did you say yours were, Julie? Let me go back and look. Okay, so this size is $31. Well, is that Australian dollars? Well, you know what? Because this one, like this size can run around 11 to 15 depending on the color. Does last a long time. These can be double that. So you're probably not running too far behind the prices here in America. And I think it's because we still have to get it from, they come out of Holland. So, yeah, they're not really cheap here either, but they're not, to me, they're not as expensive as Golden's. And in a lot of ways, to be honest with you, I think they're better. I think there's more pigment in them. And I like the binder. The binder is not super plasticky. I find a lot of binders just have too much plastic in them. These don't have a, you know, whatever they use, I'm not sure exactly the formulation, so I don't know, you know, but I know whatever they're using, it's not a real sticky kind of plastic binder. It really is quite, it's nice and binding, but it's not, I can't, it's hard to describe. I think you guys know what I mean. So with that in mind, I think for the cost difference, it's really cheaper than Golden's. Okay, that's good. Got a nice fit again. So we'll go for, I'm gonna go for another long sheet, and let me get more out of my pack, because I can see I'm gonna be going through these. And that's good. Because even if I stopped with this amount, you can already see, it's funny how I'm getting that kind of striation here, sort of like what I'm working on. With the coffee staining in them, and then going back and working on top with some of the inks that I'm creating, I feel like I don't have to overprint it. So think about that as well when you're working. Don't feel like you have to overprint your stuff. Okay, so let's get some, okay, so I did the lilac. Did I do the silver? I don't remember if I did the silver. So we're gonna do some, this is silver. Just kind of a white. I mean, you know, it's a light color. This is blue pearl. I just love these iridescents. I'd pay the weight in gold for these. That's how much I love them. This is a white metallic. Let's try this. So it's going to be a little darker with metallic in it. And I do have a light gold over here. I think I'll put a little bit of this in. Oh, wait a minute. I have this white pearl here. Let's put some of this in. This is the deco. I'll do some full pulls in this just so you guys can see if you're not familiar with it. Because, I mean, these paints are like, you know, $2 a bottle. So with that said, they're very affordable. So, you know, if you're working and you just can't spend that kind of money on these things, I get it. It's good. These are, so I'll just do some full pulls on just these colors so you can see. But you can see the difference here, the white as opposed to that. Let me just get a blank piece to brayer off on, because it's a lot of ink. I mean, there's a lot of paint on here, and I want to be able to clean it off. Okay. let's okay. Okay. Anybody chatting? I've been paying attention. Great. Looks great on that. Yeah. Let me see if I can get to the bottom here. Cool. Yeah. This. Vicky, Michelle just sent the email update in the group, so you probably see it. Okay, so take this off. See, that little bit adds nicely. And see, you start pulling. Let me see, can you guys see? Yeah. So you can see the gold, and then that's a bit of the paint. But you get this nice iridescent. And I find when you then go ahead and when you what am I gonna say? Oh yeah, when you start staining it with other stuff, it's good. And we're starting to get a lot of buildup of that gold leafing. I like it when it just starts spreading random around the plate. So you just get a lot of like that, lots of bits and pieces in there. Okay, so we need, get that on there. And when you work like this, boy, you get a lot of paper made. I think when you work with these plates like this too, because it sort of throws you off. You're not seeing just, you know, this. You know, I've talked about it before. And I think because, you know, you start sort of seeing things like bits and pieces, it causes you to get this more random sort of abstract printing that then just looks so good when you stain it and continue to work it. Because even all of that iridescent, when you stain it, look at my hands, the coffee goes underneath. It goes into the fiber, so it goes underneath all of that paint, and then it pops the paint to the top. So it really is a lot more three-dimensional. Okay, I'm gonna show you just so you can see what it looks like with the champagne gold. I think what I'll do is I'll do one at the top and one at the bottom. That way you can kind of see them on the same sheet. And that way you can, if you haven't worked with these colors before, at least you can see what they do. Because these are easy for you to pop out and get, for sure. I think you can even get on Amazon for those who use Amazon. But I got these at Michael's. Michael's has them all the time. I'm sure Hobby Lobby, places like that would have it. I like that big piece like that. Julie, you're funny. I know what you mean. I'm like in my own little zone too. What'd you say, Vicky? Who were you saying hi to? Was somebody that came into the chat? Oh, you were just saying, yeah, Michelle. Okay. Okay, so now on the top, I'm going to put the white pearl. Because for this stuff to be so inexpensive, it really is. I mean, I've been using this champagne gold for, I think I know it's been a decade. I don't think I'm actually even exaggerating. Okay, don't need a lot. That's the white pearl, which I use that a lot. They have also one that I think is called Blue Ice. I like that color too. So good. Okay, so we're gonna start. This champagne is very translucent. I'm not going to do that side right now. Just so you can see a comparison of these two. Oh, Bonnie, you're on the plane? Oh my God. Missing you too, my friend. Bonnie was at Patty's retreat. Claire was at the retreat too. She was in the chat. Oh, missing you too, my friend. We have a good time there, I have to say. Nice, wonderful group of women. Drama free, of course. That's one of Patty's rules, not mine. But I'm in agreement with it. Okay, so let's see if we can see a difference. Yeah, you can. See how, can you see? I can. See how this side is, I don't know. Can you see? The champagne gold is just a little warmer. Yeah, you can tell. That's a little warmer. And this is just more white, more pearlized. And this is more gold. If I had to say the difference, this is almost like white pearl. And this is like a gold. But they both take the ink nicely. They really are good. So they're subtle, but they're different enough that I like both of them. And then if you do them on different color papers, of course they react differently as well. Yeah, you know, I definitely love setting up these plates like this because you really can just, I feel you can get a lot more out of your paints and a lot more out of your pools. Okay, so let me go with this Aura Gold. Why not? We can see the difference. From that there. And let me go to, after I put these down, I think I'm gonna put down some solid. Let's do some blue. And some green. Okay. I definitely like mixing the metallics like this. I just think they just look more interesting mixed. Okay. Okay. I'm kind of assessing my papers, these secondary ones. I'm deciding what else I want to put, you know, on them. Grab all the paint that I can. I want coffee too. I was thinking about when I came in, I'm just having my good ginger drink. And I love my ginger drink, but Lord knows, I wouldn't mind some coffee. You got the lilac and blue pearl. Oh, you have those? Oh yeah, they're so good. Yeah, the green one is, I think they only have those three right now. I don't believe they created any more, but they could keep going for me with other colors. Got some old wall happening up there. We like that. That multi-layer there. That's good. This is good because you can see the difference between that on that gold paint and the lighter paint there. It's nice. That's good. In our next session, I will have stained those with coffee, so I'll make sure to show you how they come out after they've been stained. Oh, this is good. My plate is starting to be responsive. So that gold at the top is good. I really like mixing it on the same sheet too, because I think you just get different zones of color. Which makes it a little bit more like staining. So let's see. Let's grab some of this. And grab some of this. So we can get some of that. It's evening, but I have off tomorrow and I will, oh yay, that's good. Yes, this medical strength is really, I know it's early for you, Julie. The medical strength is really robust. That's a good way of thinking about it. It basically, Julie, is it is kind of like a wet strength, to be honest. I guess it has to be, like it has to be a little bit strong, being on medical tables and stuff like that. Dental offices and stuff, it's going to get wet. So I guess there has to be a little bit of resilience, strength in it before it, so it doesn't just start, this is looking good. So that it doesn't just start coming apart. Okay. This is good. Alrighty. So I'm going to, okay, I think I'm going to do some white. So let me use this titanium. Because the nice thing about the white too is that, put some white there, is it's going to, when I go to still, oops, look at me, I'm not even putting none of my stuff down. When I go to stain this and also work with my inks, it's going to, it'll still take the color, which is nice. So it'll still like integrate with some of the inks and staining. Let me see, what time is it? So we've been on for, see, it took almost an hour. It was an hour and 16 minutes. So it took better than an hour. Well, no, it wasn't an hour because we talked, maybe I talked for, I'll give myself 15 minutes or so. So, well, it took, close to an hour for my plate to really start being responsive. Out here in the desert, there's no moisture in this air. Our humidity is real low, which is great for moving around because you're not perspiring and sweating all over the place. So I like it for that, but it takes a while for my gel plate to hit its sweet spot. And once it hits its sweet spot, that's when I start getting old wall. That's when all the stuff will start pulling off because there's enough moisture in the plate. So I'm curious, how long does it take for you guys to hit your sweet spot on your plates? I'd be interested in you commenting and letting me know. And then say what part, where you are, like your city or country, whatever. And then say, well, not your country, because in the United States, we have all kinds of zones. So like your city and how long it takes for your plate to hit its sweet spot. I would really like to know, because in the desert, take a little while for her to get happy. But once it is, then all this stuff starts pulling off. I just get really good print. So if I want to have a good session, I know I'm going to be at it for a couple hours because I have to give it that first 40 minutes or so to start being reactive. I'm working around where I already put some paint before I braided it. I'm glad I saw it before, and it wouldn't have hurt anything, but the point of this is to get gold leafing on these papers, so I'm going to make sure I got enough. Okay, this is good. Let me see if you guys, okay, so let's see. So Linda, you said it takes about 30 minutes here in Houston. Okay, because Houston would have a good amount of humidity. That would make sense. Which spot? Girl, don't start nothing, okay? I love your humor. That's so real. Okay, after 30 minutes maybe. Here, summer, it's hot too now in Germany. So you must have a good amount of, Germany has dry cold. Your colds are dry. So do you have dry summers as well? Because I notice when I'm in Germany, I'm never as cold in Germany as I am, like, say, in Britain. It's like so much water in the air there. But in Germany, I always feel like it's not really, like it's a dry cold. Yvonne, it's so humid here, so the AC is always on, so paint dries fast. So do you hit a sweet spot, like how, like after you're working for a period of time, do you notice that your plate will, and I know what you mean by AC, because I have the fan on right now, and that's probably absorbing more, which is why normally it'll take me about 40 minutes to hit the sweet spot, but you know. Okay, okay, that's the white. What did I say I was going to do? I said I was going to do white, gold, and that was a titanium white that I did. Let me do a metallic white. I won't do any iridescence right now. Let's see, South Carolina, high humidity. So it, like, how long do you, so you mean like from your first pull on your plate, like it's pulling off, you're getting everything off your plate nice and clean? If you're doing that, that's amazing. I find that if the plate will dry out some, and then it takes a little while, but I find when I'm in humid places, it does go a lot quicker, man. I can get to the sweet spot on my plate where it's pulling the way I like it to pull, where the plate is totally responsive, a lot quicker, for sure. Okay, now what I don't have, after all of that, I don't have any more paper cut. So let's go ahead and do it like this. Put it down and then cut it. So Yvonne, for instance, if you were going for old wall, even in your air conditioning, how long would it take for you to start pulling old wall off your plate? Put that there. Let me see your comments. So pretty much immediately, Kathleen. That's great. You're a lucky girl. You're a lucky girl. So Yvonne, about 20 minutes. Okay, yeah, that's typical. That's good when you have heavy humidity. The typos are so annoying, Julie. It's not you, it's AI who thinks it's smarter than you. It's always changing stuff. Yvonne, I often do some base layers on paper to get it going. Got you. So then you're giving it something already on your paper to stick to. That makes sense. Yeah, for sure. Julie, the height of summer here is cruel. So yes, spring and autumn would be a good time. Don't last very long, yeah, before it gets really hot. Yeah. Oh, see how good that is now? That has the white. So you see how we got the white overlay on? I don't know if you guys can tell. You can see the white overlay there. Like that. This is just bits that I'm pulling off, because that's where I get the old wall off of my edges a lot. So Good. I like this. So when I go to stain that, that's going to be good. But you can really see the division in color there, which is good. Good, 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 good. And these, I don't have a tendency on these to overprint, because normally I just do one. This is titanium buff. It's a light. It's a buff white. I'm gonna do that with a white, and then I'm gonna mix some of the I'll mix some of the iridescence in with it a little bit. So yeah, that's interesting. When I go teach different places, I always keep in mind that that can happen. So a lot of times I'll warm my plate up like the day before I start teaching, because a lot of times I'm coming with dry plates from Arizona, and if I can get some moisture in it, so like if you're using your plate every single day, then you don't have as much problem with it, because the moisture goes from day to day, right? So it has a moisture mantle that'll stay in there. But I don't use my plates every day because I'm staining or I'm doing some work on canvas, or I have a tendency to work in chunks. So I kind of like to get, if I'm staining, I like to get a lot of staining done. Then I'll move to maybe collaging, putting things together. Either I'm working, if I'm doing the kind of staining or painting and stuff that I do outside, because I have like a what we call like a repurposed greenhouse. Because growing anything out here in Arizona is a bit of a challenge, especially since the growing seasons have changed, and I'm traveling so much that, yeah. So anyway, this year I repurposed my little greenhouse, which is great because I'm kind of like, I'm sort of covered, like it's filtered, the sun is filtered, but I still get that intense sun, and I can kind of leave things out without, worrying about something coming down on them, because it really, catches a lot of, you know what I mean? So if I'm staining and doing that kind of stuff outside, then I'm doing that. So I kind of have a tendency to circle around. So I may only use my plate like once a week, because then I'm doing a session. So then I'm doing a printing session, and then I'm using it. But then I could be using different plates, right? I might be using the really large plate or the next size. It just depends. So I'm not always even using the same plates on a weekly basis. And I find that also can keep my plates pretty dry. So I kind of factor that in when I'm traveling as well. Okay, that's good. Let me see. The layers are so good. Thanks, Yvonne. Aren't they? Oh, love it. It's really good stuff. So yeah, just keep on working through these projects. Okay, this is good. So I said I was going to work with the titanium buff, which I think I'll put over here. And then I'm gonna go back to that, where is it? The titanium white. And do I want to put up? Oh, let's do zinc white. Those are the three whites I really like in the line. So you have buff, which is cream. You have the zinc white, and then you have the titanium white. And all these whites definitely do different things. So I like using them depending on if they're warm, cool. So nice comparison. Okay, so let's. You can see how this is a lot lighter. That was the is that the titanium white? This is a lot more opaque. This is the this would be the zinc, and this is the buff. See how it's a lot warmer? I don't know. You should be able to probably, yeah, you can tell through the camera. It's a warm, it's really a warm white. I like this one a lot too. Okay, so let's get some more ink on here. Some more. These papers are developing nicely, as I continue to just kind of add in bits and pieces in various places. It's a good way to keep, especially when you're working with inks, I find it's a good way to keep the plate, to clean the plate off from the wet ink so you don't get a lot of smearing. And at the same time, especially in this calligraphy paper, oh, it stains so good. So a little more something to drink here. So let's see. I'm rather new at this, but products. Does anyone use product to maintain or refresh enough plates? Okay, good, guys. Go ahead, Yvonne. You got, you know. So that's the lighter white. This is the deeper one. This is more opaque. You can almost see the difference between those two. So honestly, all whites are not equal, you know? Kind of think sometimes I notice people just use one type of white, but you should really have at least a couple of whites in your on your palette, because you want a warm one and a cool one, and then some that may be opaque, and then some that would have a translucency to it. So see that? These are good. Good. That gold leafing is amazing. Let me go ahead and put this here. There's some new ones. These kind of papers are also good for, you know, for your journals. I mean, for books, you know, to use in books. These, especially if you coffee dye them, because they'll still be neutral. But they they're still sparse enough. I find that it encourages other type of designing on the plate. Just like how that gold even stuck to the line of the paint there. So it almost looks like a foiling right there. Let's see. Okay, I'm gonna do a few more pulls before, let me see, baby oil. Yeah. I find it dissipates pretty quickly. I love the smell too. Oh, that makes, yeah, mineral oil, that's basically kind of what baby oil is, at least here in America, without, you know, without the scent. So what I'm going to do is I'm deciding that I'm going to do a few more pulls, and I want things to be a little bit more translucent, I mean more opaque. So I'm going to do one of the whole thing buff with some lilac pearl, blue pearl, and some green added into it, just to kind of give it a little bit more color. Sometimes there's like multiple layers here. I get this leafing from an artist here in the area. He uses a ton of leafing in his collages. Like he literally just covers his papers with this leafing. And so he has a lot of cutoffs because he kind of wants to cover the whole thing. So he ends up with, I mean, literally trash cans full of this. And so when he gets a big buildup of it, I get some from him. I buy some of it. And literally, then I have to take, one time I had silver leafing, and it literally was one of those big black garbage. I am not kidding you. A garbage bin full of this silver leafing. I'm not complaining though. I've gotten big containers of this gold as well. And then I take and put it in one of these, you know, I literally have to scoop it out of, you know, the containers I get them from him. But I use the gold leaf in a lot of stuff. I always have as a book artist. You know, I love gold anyhow. So, and I mean, I use this all the time, and I swear it takes forever for it to go down. But that's why a lot of times you'll see I have like these multiple pieces that I keep on picking up and then putting another one down, because it could be like maybe 5 or 6 sheets that he cut, and then they were just laying there one on top of the other. So, I'm a pretty lucky girl in that respect. But a lot of times they don't know what to do with this stuff because it's not the, so even like maybe put, if you have art boards, or even on see how this one has like a lot of layers there, even on Facebook Marketplace, you know, because you can put on there that you're looking for stuff. And maybe there's a framer or artist or someone that's using the gold leafing, but they can't do nothing with these pieces. That might be a cheaper way to go, especially if you want to use a lot of it in your work, than like buying the smaller packs of it. Just an idea. find that, I mean, normally, if you're just going to have normal use, you know, you're okay with the other ones. But if it's something you really like and you want to use it more, I would, you know, just put out requests for it. That you'll buy it. You know, buy something off their hands. He doesn't charge a lot for this. Let's see, what are you guys talking about? Yeah, it's getting yummy. Yeah, Julie's like, that explains the huge container. No, you can do gold foil. And this isn't real gold leaf. Oh my God, this is gold foil leaf. I mean, it's like gold leaf that you get, you know. It's a metal leaf. It's really not. Okay, so I said I was going to do the buff. I have used the real gold leafing in my books, in some of my book projects where I want to leaf the edges, or I might be doing leafing on the cover, want to put the name down or something like that. I've used 14 karat gold. Of course, it's gotten expensive these days. I mean, it was expensive back then. You know, everything was relative, right? But I still get it. I don't know how much it runs now, but I know it's going to be a pretty penny. This is very okay. I didn't put I forgot to put the iridescent on. That's okay. It'll make it. Okay, so. Okay. Okay, here we are. Let's see. Julie's like, no, girl, that ain't real gold. If I had that much gold, it'd be around my wrist. You have the copper color one as well. Oh yeah, and that really pretty iridescent one where it's like, I like that one too. No, actually, if I had that much gold in the thing, it'd be in a vault. Gold prices these days. Yeah, it is $4. Yeah, you get a lot of it though. I mean, even for as small as a bottle is, unless you're just doing this all the time, it does last a long time. I think that's what's kind of cool about it. See how I'm just filling in these empty areas now with these little bits and pieces, and it starts. I really like this buff. It's one of my favorite colors actually in terms of a neutral. See, I'm starting to get that stuff off the edges too. Ooh, this is dramatic. I love it. See now, see I'm getting that old wall? See how that bit's stuck? So I had some quinacridone down there. See, so it's starting to pull off that other old little bits. And I'm also getting a lot of the gold is coming off now in larger sections than it did in the beginning. Take that. And I think I'll do another pull where I'm going to, I want to make sure to remember to mix the iridescent in with it. I forgot to do that. You know what I'll do? I'm going to put it on first. I'll put it on first, then I'll put a layer of buff over it. That's the best way to do it anyhow, so that, because you know what's on the plate first pulls last, right? So that'll be the layer that we'll see, and that buff will hang right behind it. Really getting a lot off of this plate, really good. I'm gonna flip it. See if I can activate some of that edge there. Go in again. So I don't know if everybody who came in sort of late, I have a spot that opened up in Santa Fe. So if you love Santa Fe, New Mexico, or you've always wanted to go, it's gonna be a great group of women. It's me and Alex Castro Ferreira. You guys know her, Portuguese book artist. She and I have done workshops before. I did a workshop last year, hosted by her. That was a lot of fun. We had a great group of women. And so she and I have done, we did a workshop this past year in Miami. It was a lot of fun. We did a retreat. So this year we're going to be doing it in Santa Fe, and we're going to be working on sort of make three-dimensional sort of box with book inside the box, like a wooden box that's going to also be sculptural, like with wire and resin. The hotel we're going to be at is right on the square, so it's easy just to kind of walk around, and right outside the door, all of Santa Fe downtown is there. And of course we'll be going to the O'Keeffe Museum, which is actually right around the corner from the hotel. And then we have a special treat. There's an artist there that I've followed forever. Love her work. Her stuff is exhibited in museums. She's lived there a long time. She used to give workshops, and when I lived on the East Coast, I would come out to Santa Fe and do workshops with her because I loved her work. 𝐏𝐢𝐧𝐭𝐞𝐫𝐞𝐬𝐿, or I always kind of, I think it wrong. I don't get the L in there properly, 𝐏𝐢𝐧𝐭𝐞𝐫𝐞𝐬𝐿. But anyway, so we're going to be doing a studio tour. If you guys don't know her work, she's famous for her studio with the whole wall of suitcases, like an entire wall of vintage suitcases, and each of it has its own little area. And the cases are in there. I fell in love with her wall before I even met her. I think that's what caused me to want to go and take a workshop off of her. But she does museum shows all over the world. Like, she's very well established in her art career. But anyway, we reached out to her, and so she has hosted private tours. Her studio is like a museum. You open up the drawers, and in every drawer it's organized with all kinds of bits and pieces and found stuff from all over the world. it's like going to her studio is like going to a museum. So we'll be doing that. So I think we got the link below. So if you're inclined to come for, it's a long weekend in January. I think it's the third week in January. You won't be disappointed, like not at all. And that experience of going to her place is like, it's not open to the public. So it's not the kind of thing you'd have a chance to do, but we requested because I just knew it was a keeper. To come that far and not be able to have that opportunity would not be ideal or smart or whatever. Okay, so I'm doing, this is a blue, a lilac, and a green. And if you've never worked with Alex and you love her stuff, she is so good. She is just a good lady. We always say we're just like sisters for sure, because we're so much alike. She's so easygoing, like she doesn't get all upset and funky, like some people get a little upset and funky. I'm like that too. So quinacridone thinks it's gold looking at girl, you 007, you ain't never lied. It does think it's gold looking at the tube. Hey Pauline. Let me see. Have you ever heard of Eddie Makes Art? He has a video version of yeah, he's British. Isn't he British? Eddie Makes Art. I think he's British. If I'm thinking about the same one, he's actually a printmaker. His background is in printmaking like mine, and he knows his way around a gel plate. He has a lot of really good techniques. I tried to get him one time for one of my online retreats, but he doesn't seem to do a lot of that kind of stuff. Oh, I know what the problem was. That particular retreat was sponsored by Jelly Arts, and he does gel something plate, and I think he has a relationship with them, so he couldn't actually do the Jelly Arts. I think that was the problem, which is why I have a problem with all these sponsorships. You should be able to do what you want to do. I mean, it's like a beauty influencer having something with Revlon, but you can't do anything with Maybelline or with Helena Rubinstein because she's using Revlon's blush. It's just ridiculous. But anyway, that's another story for another day. So Virgin Wall, he uses stencil. Yeah, he's good. I'm pretty sure I'm thinking the same person. Yes, it's going to be fascinating, Yvonne. I wish you could be there. Oh, he's in New York. Eddie Makes. Then I don't think I know who you're talking about. Oh, you know what I'm thinking? Who's the guy, the name of the guy that's in Britain? His name is, it's his name. Can't remember, but I like his stuff a lot. I don't know, I'd have to look. I don't know this Eddie Makes Art. I'll have to see who he is. Okay, so I got a nice layer of the iridescence down there, so I'm just going to let it dry a little bit so that when I come back with the buff, it'll just kind of lay below it. Have I used the round plate much? David? You mean the guy in Britain? I think the guy in Britain is something he used makes in it too. Jake Makes or something like that, or Jake Makes, or I remember it rhyming. I haven't had another, since I've gotten it, I probably have had one other session using it. I've been traveling a lot, but I will be working more with it because I really like that round shape, especially with the inks. So have you gotten a chance to use it much? Yeah, that's him, Yates Mates. He's good. He is Yates Mates. He actually is a printmaker, like legit background, and that's why the stuff he does on the plate are traditional printmaking techniques. So if you know printmaking, you know how to translate it into, oh, get ready to put we don't want that. You know how to translate it onto the gel plate. That's what really helped me get my start on the gel plate and do a lot of like probably different things on the plate than people were doing at the time, because I come out of a printmaking background and I taught printmaking at the Corcoran School of Art, the BFA program. And so I understood monoprinting and, you know, all the different techniques. And so I was able to translate it into the plate and get those kind of results. So 𝐏𝐢𝐧𝐭𝐞𝐫𝐞𝐬𝐿 he does a lot more sort of drawing, and you guys who really like the drawing and illustrating and portraiture and stuff like that, you would love him because he does a lot of drawing on the plate. He has a lot of techniques. Oh, I bet it looked good, Yvonne. Oh, I know that was good. So this should be dry enough I can start putting a layer of the buff over it. So yeah, I don't know if you've followed 𝐏𝐢𝐧𝐭𝐞𝐫𝐞𝐬𝐿, but I think you'd like him too with the style work that you do. But yeah, I like his stuff. So he's legit. 𝐏𝐢𝐧𝐭𝐞𝐫𝐞𝐬𝐿 is legit. Like by legit, I mean he really knows what he's doing, and you know he's creating from the place of knowing printmaking. But I'll have to look up this other guy. I'm not familiar with. Okay, so now that should give us, and because this is a thin layer of paint on here, I still will be able to cut through the paint with the brush. Alrighty, so let's see what we get. Okay. Now let's get something here. And something here. Okay. See what we get. We should have a lot of, it should be pretty dense with a lot of iridescent on the page. Alrighty. Love it. Have a good one, Yvonne. I'm getting ready to wrap up anyway, so love you, girl. See you later. Yeah, I'm addicted. I am too. It is so addicting, isn't it? And you know, like really slowing the practice down and not trying to, you know, get this crazy, I gotta get a perfect pull all the way through is not the way you want to do the plate. You want a lot of layers on when you're monoprinting. That's looking good. The whole idea with monoprinting is layers. It's all about the layers. It's literally all about the layers. Just about any kind of printing. You know, the more you can work with layers, the better the results. So these will all get coffee stained. His video is called How to Achieve the Old Wall Look on the Gel Plate for Beginners. And what's so funny about this, I have to go look at him because I don't know if you know it, Julie, or not, but old wall on the gel plate came from me. I started calling it old walls like 10 years ago when I first came on, and nobody was calling it old walls. And it's funny because now I hear people calling it old walls, and I'm not saying it's, you know, maybe he has a different technique, but it's funny when I hear it because I started the concept of old wall on the gel plate. But YouTube is a big place, and like I don't know his stuff, so it doesn't mean he has to know my stuff. But I think when techniques kind of float around, nobody knows who said something or did something or whatever. That was one of the reasons why I wrote the book, because I had a lot of techniques and I wanted to put them down on paper so people could know how to do it. And then, you know, kind of start putting together a vocabulary or a lexicon for gel printing, because there hadn't been one up to that point. So it's all good. This is good. So these are going to stain so good. Look at that. So we got that really solid layer of color, and then we have all that iridescence on top. See how you see that? But you see how solid this layer is compared to where you can see my hand through. So that's good. So I'm going to take the last of this here. Let me just do it on this side. Get this off the plate. And yeah, take a look at everything and see what we have. So these papers will all get stained. My trusty brush and water now. This thing is acrylic, so it really holds up to a good session like that, but you want to get it in some water so that you can get the integrity of the brush back. And then I end up washing it with dish liquid, fairy soap, whatever you call it. Okay. Okay, so let's look at what we have. So these are my cleanup, kind of like what I call cleanup pages, but they're going to have a lot of good stuff on it. So they're going to stain nicely, and then they'll work back down into those pages that I showed you early on, because once I go and coffee stain them, some of the inks that I've been making, I'll go ahead and then ink them up and do some of the same techniques that I was showing you here. Like, you know, I'll do some of these kind of techniques on them. Some of this or something like this. Probably if we looked at it like this right here would get that technique. So you could see then, with it all coffee stain, I start getting different line to work the collages on. So that's the goal of this. Let's see what these larger sheets are looking like. They'll basically be dry because, you know, we're not using a lot. So these, when they go, oh, these are going to be so good stained. So we have that one. We have this one. We got quite a bit done. This is like the first one. That's 1, 2, 3. And another one, 4, 5. All over here on the floor drying. 5, 6, 7, and the one we just finished, 8. That's pretty good. That was a pretty good session. I got a lot done, so I'm ready to be able to stain and then use some of the other inks. So let me change my camera again. Where's the camera? Oh no, this one. Is that right? Yep, there we go. I'm back. Oh, so that was a lot of fun. Gosh, that was a good session. You guys enjoy it? If you were working along with me, you should be pretty good. And if not, you know, you'll pull some stuff out and get started. Julie said, yummy. Oh, thank you. Oh yeah, no, it's not. That's not even at all. Like, I'm just curious. I'll just see how he's using the stencils. I always like to see what people are doing. I generally don't get a chance, but when you guys tell me something, I'll go check folks out. So, what you guys got going for the rest of your day? Studio time. I guess you're all different time zones. Some probably ready to go to sleep. Others are starting your day. I think I'm going to have lunch because it's 2 o'clock here in Arizona. So yeah, you know, if you Santa Fe, check out the link. For those of you who may not have been on the live here with me, but you want to do it, the link will be in the do I have paint on my face? I could. And if you've always wanted to go to Morocco, there's one spot left. So you have plenty of time. So yeah. All right, yeah, you're going to bed now, I bet. It's late. John wants to go out for lunch today. Oh, yum. Works for me. All right, guys. We'll love you all. And I'll see you in 2 weeks for another live. And in the meantime, you know, have fun in your studios. Enjoy yourselves. And yeah, make art. Talk to you later. Love you guys. Bye-bye.